I hate spiders, so I decided to make a game about them. Since my last devlog, I've added some new features and some much needed polish to the game. I'm trying to do a different style of video because people's attention spans are, and I've already made the sentence too long. I wanted the player to be able to hide on both sides of the web, so I added that along with a nice new button. I then worked on the things Decoy kindly suggested in my last video. If you take a step back and squint, you can see that I made a skull icon for the poison. And I made the red indicators for the raindrops pulse like he said. I also added an animation to the button when you press it, which took an embarrassing amount of time. Next, since I'm trying to make my game very immersive, the fly spawning into your web wasn't looking the best. I'm not sure why. First I need a fly model because this just isn't great. So I made the fly model, and believe it or not, this was actually my first time making it. Which you probably don't believe because that bird, really hurt my reputation. So anyways, I finished it up and took it right into Unity. And that's when I realized, flies actually have color. So I made a quick texture for it. I actually forgot to texture the bottom half of the wings, so just use your imagination here please. And I now present to you, the new fly. Now I had this. But I had the chance to see flies in real life, and they don't seem to statically hover through the air. And remember, this game has to be super immersive. So I made a flying animation and one for when it gets caught in the web, and as usual, this worked perfectly on the first try with no issues. But after bashing my head against the wall for a while, I had this, which is not half bad, and it made my game feel a lot more alive. Next I tackled the horrible interaction UI, and I added the option to kick bugs off the web to conserve your weight. I then spent about 2 hours making this half-second animation. At this point my immersion was through the roof, but the web was acting a little wonky, so I decided to do something illegal. I touched the spaghetti code that I made for the web generator. And now the code wasn't the only thing looking like spaghetti. Once I had that fixed, I made the impact of the flies larger to convey the weight, and now if you close your eyes, you'll see that I nailed this one on the first try. I'm just glad my PC didn't die. I had a few more bugs in my web, pun not intended, because that is an insect. But once I had that all fixed, I have to say it looks about 5% better, and it only took me 7 hours. Next, I started setting up a main menu because what's the point of having maps if you can't play them? So don't worry, this is just a prototype. I then set up some basic navigation, which only took me about 6 tutorials to get working, which if you're a game dev, you know that is really low. And after that, I decided to work on the UI design. I had the genius idea to make both the spider and the map visible for each level. So I had to get some nice pictures of the spiders, but this picture is not nice. I still have nightmares. I then brought all the UI into the game and played around with it until I got something I really liked. I then made this nice little feature that just tells you to subscribe and like the video right now, and stay tuned for the next devlog, because I can't wait to see you there.